frequently asked questions on behalf of buyers or first-time buyers is, what is the sequence? What should I do first? Well, one of the first things you want to do is reach out to a mortgage broker or your bank. Sometimes a broker will have more fluidity when it comes to their options and how they can move you through the buying process because they're working with several lenders. However, if it's the first time, you've had a long track record with your local bank, that may be the first place that you start. Ask friends, ask family members who all successfully own their homes, and that's also a good resource for you when you're trying to figure out. Once you know what your approval rate is, and they have literally gone through and found every cookie and crumble of the things that are outstanding, like the student loans, that's a big one that catches people, then you can start contacting a realtor. You're going to want to find a real estate agent. There is zero benefit whatsoever of you going through the MLS and calling 13 different realtors to look at 13 different properties. Realtors work on your best interest, and they only get paid when you purchase a home. Typically, if you go in without representation to buy a property, you're going to end up without having representation. And you want to, when you're spending the most amount of money you're ever going to spend in your life on your largest asset, have somebody that's in your corner. Don't count on the other guy's agent, okay? So get yourself represented. Talk to your broker. Oh, be sure, do not go out and test drive cars. I see this so many times. People who get stuck because they've gone and given their social insurance or social security number to the dealership, or they ran their credit to go out and test drive a vehicle. As soon as you do that, it shows you have a potential intent of leveraging that financial stress onto your credit rating, and it could actually inhibit you from being able to mortgage your home. It could actually stop you up to 90 days. So buy the car after the house, all right? Closing costs. Everybody wants to know what closing costs. Well, good news, Albertans. Guess what? We have the cheapest closing cost in North America because we have no land transfer tax. Now, if you're in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, any other province in Canada, and almost every state in the United States, you're going to pay either a state tax or provincial tax on the amount of the house, and that varies location to location. But when you see in these home reno shows where they're talking about closing cost of $20,000, what you're actually seeing is your legal representation of $1,000 or $2,000, and the rest is all taxes. The rest is going to be the taxes, which is the percentage based on the purchase price of the home. So it could be a 3% tax or a 5% tax on a $200,000 house, and the buyer pays that at closing. But like I said, Alberta, we have no land transfer tax, so typically our fees are just around $1,200 or $1,300 depending on the lawyer. And don't cheap out on a lawyer. Go to a good lawyer. A good lawyer will ensure that your interests are represented. You're not just another number, you're being taken care of. A few $100s is not something to nickel and dime over when we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars and the next 20 years of your life. The big thing here is when you're purchasing a home, you can meet and kind of interview a couple different agents where you get somebody that you feel understands what you're looking for. Then you're going to go and sign a form with that agent so that you have a secured and understanding between the two of you in regards to what are the fiduciary duties that agent owes you, okay? So you want to ensure that you lock that agent in to protect your interests, all right? Most people are unaware that there are these buyer's contracts out there. They've been used for a long time in the States. We're a little slow to the start here in Alberta, but what it does is it creates an agreement between the buyer and the real estate agent for fiduciary duties where that agent is unable legally to disclose your motivation for purchase and the top dollar you'll pay. And you can protect yourself by saying, okay, I like this agent. I'm going to sign with this agent for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 days, whatever. You can pick the length of time, but get them locked in and know your rights.